What the?
What are you doing?
Oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Hi there, Virgo. Let's just do this live because the weather is beautiful. The birds are chirping. Palo Santo is burning. And all is right in the world. It's a beautiful Friday night. It's very dusky here. All right. I'm getting that crazy. Oh, I don't even want to speak this sign because it is so annoying. I will let you know if it comes up. So I'll let you know my preamble. I am a medium. I have been this way ever since I was a child. It runs in my family. I just happen to be the strongest one. Or something tried to pop out right there. Because you're going to see the cards on the screen, but I don't know what they are until I add the cards after I've done this reading. All right. I am a medium. I will let you know if somebody comes through. If they don't come through, it doesn't mean that they don't love you. The messages that come from the people that are in the other zip code are very specific. They are not general messages. They're not for the collective. You may resonate with parts of the message or some indications, but you will definitely know if this is your person because they're going to give me very specific information. All right. Saw my first full-bodied apparition when I was 15, and it scared me to death. It wasn't a scary person. That person, he was scared that I saw him and more upset that he startled me because I was a child. I was on the phone with my cute little boyfriend. Oh, he's so cute. I've been thinking about him a lot lately. I'll have to check in on him. Okay. You're going to find out. Now these messages that I'll be giving you, if you don't know me already, the messages that come through while I'm shuffling, which is something I do to allow me to be able to channel at the same time. I can multitask. It's the way that I free up the part of my brain that allows me to hear very clearly. In the pre-shuffle, I do get other cards. King of Pentacles. Ooh, in reverse. Somebody's got an ex who's a son of a bitch. Very materialistic, only money-minded. With the Knight of Cups upright. That's a player. Ugh, nasty. Okay, so let's see. All right. We're going to be getting 5 cards for you. You already know is what I'm supposed to tell you, but you're going to find out more. Watch for signs around you. Watch for signs, especially from, it could be the natural environment. I don't have a bird right now, but I had birds ever since I was a teenager, a child, actually. I wasn't even a teen yet when I had my first bird. And then when my grandmother passed, I was given her bird. One of my favorite birds was an Ande conure that I had. My first husband and I, actually, that's a funny, funny story how we ended up with that bird. All right. Oh, somebody tried to lock you into something. Tell them that you know. If you're dealing with this person, I will be letting you know what it is that you already know if you don't already know this, but somebody tried to lock you into something. You could have been dealing with somebody who maybe was subjected to some hazing, in college or in the military. We'll see if we get indications of that. But I get somebody who's like really messed up in the head, but that's not an excuse. Okay. And we don't stay with people like that. Okay. If they're being mean to you, there's like, let them go find a therapist and get some help. Some of them get therapists and they never get help. Okay. You already know. All right. So for your first card, we have the 10 of Wands. Queen of Swords in reverse. 5 of Swords upright. Page of Cups upright. And 8 of Pentacles upright. All right. I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to reshuffle. And let's see. So I'm going to start talking. I'm going to be listening to see if any of your friends and loved ones on the other side and the other zip code come through. So your theme for the week is the 10 of Wands upright. So Virgo, starting with the 10 of Wands, and the message is immediate, isn't it? You're carrying too much. This card shows someone hunched over, overwhelmed, trying to get it all done all at once. Sound familiar, Virgo? Spirit says you don't have to be the one holding up the whole world. This week is about asking, what are you carrying that isn't even yours? What burden can be set down? I'm getting a strong, clairsentient pull in the shoulders. This may be tension. Some of you are literally feeling in your body. Grandmother presence in spirit. She's telling you to let them carry their own weight now. You've done enough. She said, put the suitcase down. Okay, she's here. Let's see. She wants me to look to my right, which is where they would usually appear, but I've got to deal with them that unless I say specifically, I've asked them how to show up and not as a full-bodied apparition, but I think she wants to come in as an apparition. I'm going to let you know. This grandmother's name, Holy Michael and Angel, Father in heaven. That is Lupita. That is Lupita. 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 Okay. She wants to come in full-bodied. I really don't want to. I feel fine. I feel fine. It's not her, it's me, because it's going to makes my little battery go, you know. And they don't drain me. They don't do anything to me. It's just the way that I adjust to the environment. My grandmother was really challenged with that. She did not like it. She did not like it. Neither did my father. My cousin Michelle, who is extremely talented. I don't know how she's developed those skills to date. She's more like I am. She does it more like I do. All right, so let's see what Lupita is going to say. Lupita is wearing a skirt. It's a very inexpensive skirt. Very inexpensive, and she likes it that way. She's wearing suntan pantyhose. She's wearing loafers with a square heel. Let me get an age. Because she's letting me see her the way she looked when she passed. Lupita is 68 years old. Or coming up right on that 68th birthday. Lupita's wearing a flower. Okay, so this is a dark brown, inexpensive skirt. It's some kind of artificial fabric. It's a synthetic fabric. It's a pleated, has some pleats in it. It's a pleated skirt. You know, that floral print reminds me of a couch. She's laughing too. Now, Lupita, even though I'm bilingual and I can understand multiple languages, but I am fluent in Spanish, she is speaking to me in English with a heavy accent. May 14th. May 14th. May 14th is what Lupita wants me to say. Okay, let's see if we could get anything else, and then I'm going to move it along so that the reading doesn't go too long. I don't want to keep you here all night. Plus, we have to get to your pirate's chest. Okay, so Lupita, the blouse that she's wearing does not match. She thinks it's nice. She's wearing a jade green, emerald green. It's supposed to be emerald green. Long sleeve, satiny shirt with a pussy bow. And there is a stain on, okay, the way I'm looking at her, that is her right cuff. And she says it's café. Lupita. Lupita. Okay, so let's see. She didn't like wearing earrings. I don't think her ears are pierced. I think she's wearing clip-ons. She says that the makeup that was applied to her for her viewing made her look like... She said it made her look dead. And the other word she's using, I'm going to say it in Spanish. She said she looked like una puta. Okay. She said she looked like a whore, but she's kind of joking. I'm getting the name of a city. Name of a city. Lawndale. I know Lawndale. Lawndale, California. Lupita has relatives or is from Lawndale, California, 68 years old. Something about May 14th. She was a housekeeper or a house cleaner. Okay? She was in the domestic services. She didn't like wasting other. I mean, I think she's like me. Like, I'll do my own manicures. I will stop you from doing my manicure. All right. Okay, so Lupita just wants to say hello. And she keeps talking about that suitcase. Does somebody have her suitcase, or is she just talking to me about her suitcase? But I know that there was a reference to telling you to put the suitcase down. I don't know. We're going to leave that right there. Lupita, con permiso. All right, we're going to let her stand right there to the right. So for your challenges and that Queen of Swords in reverse. Now this is interesting. I've been having a lot of negative energy from negative air signs, specifically negative air sign women. I don't know what that's all about. You know, sometimes it's just that somebody's tapping my energy. I tap their energy. I don't know. This is interesting. So your challenge this week may be around communication boundaries, emotional clarity. Maybe, you know, like Lupita, speaking English is a challenge for some of you. Maybe speaking Spanish is a challenge for some of you. The reverse Queen of Swords can come across as cold or overly guarded. And I'm feeling like this might be how others are perceiving you, even if it's not your intention, or you may be dealing with somebody who's distant or sharp with their words. Spirit says, don't lose your softness trying to protect your peace. There's a balance to be found between, say, discernment and disconnection. If you've been holding in what you really need to say, now might be the time to speak from truth, not reaction. Queen of Swords in reverse can be a gossiping wench. You know, remember that, you know, the cards have specific meanings. that we work with, but just because the Queen of Swords is in your challenges position doesn't mean that you are the Queen of Swords. And it is really energy that I'm pulling, but it could be that you've got a Queen of Swords woman around you who's just, how about talking smack? Just do what I do. Just ignore it. Make note of it. Take note of who it is, what they're saying, why they said it, and file that away and get it out of your energy as quickly as possible. For your finances, excuse me, I've got the Five of Swords upright. So this card brings a cautionary tone to the financial front. Five of Swords can signal conflict, power struggles, or even shady energy in money matters. You might feel like someone's playing games with money, or maybe you're feeling tempted to cut corners to get ahead. Spirit says not every win is worth the cost. Again, that makes me think about these backstabbing, talking. Ooh, the devil in reverse flies out with Judgment, Hierophant, Justice. Holy cow. How about this? Don't you worry if people are talking crap about you because they're about to get theirs. And you just let it happen. Keep your hands out of it. Stay classy and clean and safe. I almost said celibate. Maybe some of you are part of the celibate community. It's not a bad thing. We are fine. Because it's not worth, it's just not worth it, not to, if anybody's going to touch me, you're going to be an emperor, and that's going to be a hard one for you to prove to me what kind of an emperor you are. With that, let me look at the split before I say a word. Ten of Wands, some of you have been waiting a long time for a good relationship. Devil reverse, you know how to reject the fake emperors. I'm not going to say a word. Let's just, I know what a fake emperor looks like. Okay. That's why it's better to just, I don't know, even if it takes years, that's fine. Wait for the right person. Wait for a good person. You will know if they are patient with you. And, different ages means different stages, but they need to be patient with you. And if they're not patient with you and they're trying to jump on top of you to kiss your neck, grab you by the head, do whatever it is, honey. I'm getting the Hierophant upright. There is a high level relationship that's coming in for somebody. Keep your integrity because that's your currency now. Protect your energy, okay? I'm gonna give you some advice for those of you that are younger and don't know quite yet how to navigate these energies. Do like I do. Be more like me, okay? You're too good for them. How about that? You're too good for them. And I'm just putting it right out there. Okay? You're too good for them. You're not going to let some just slimy, dirty guy touch you anymore or ever again or however that works for you. No, honey. And if you're a man, you're too good for them. What are you going to do? I've worked at places where the lot lizard thing is real. I know what a prostitute looks like. God forgive me because there are some people that need to do what they need to do, but I'm sorry, there are ways around that. Okay? And I live in a state where prostitution is legal, and I will never understand this for the life of me. I watched part of a documentary because I'm like, are you serious? In Reno? Prostitute, I am still shocked. And then I'm looking at the assortment going, oh my God, there's ways around this. When people say because they didn't know what else to do, you know what, honey, there's other things that can be done to get help. I mean, I'm serious. If you flag down a cop on the side of the road and say, I am stuck, I am homeless, I am lost, I have no food, I have no nothing, that cop is 99%. And how about this? 99.9% of the time he is going to help you. Don't do drugs. Okay? There are legal drugs just like there's legal drink. Watch both of them. Okay? Ooh. Eight of Pentacles. News about work. Page of Wands in reverse. Some news about a job that won't come in for you, but you're going to be glad that it didn't. Five of Swords in reverse. I'm telling you, you're going to hear about the backstabbers. King of Wands in reverse. One of them is a King of Wands. You don't want that son of a bitch either. Sorry for cussing. Some of this is Lupita's energy, I think. All right, so for romance with that Page of Cups upright, in love, I think that there's a softness trying to peek through. Softer. Think softer. The Page of Cups brings a tender, maybe, a slightly awkward vibe. New emotions. Maybe somebody wants to apologize. Little openings of the heart. You might receive a sweet message or a surprising emotional insight this week. So if you're single, this could be someone younger. Meow. Or someone with a very open-hearted energy reaching out. If you're partnered, it's a chance to reconnect emotionally, maybe through humor or shared vulnerability. What does Spirit want to say about this one? Lead with your heart, not your logic. Don't forget your logic, though. But romance is not logical, is it? Let them see the part of you that still believes in love for those of you that have been hurt. Okay, we've all been hurt. We do get hurt. Very few of us are those walking around that can say that we've never been hurt in love. That's a blessing directly from Jesus. And I'm also picking up on a younger spirit presence, possibly a child who passed. An elementary school child. Trying to get the name. He's bringing comfort. Unconditional love right here. This child passed at the age of 8. He says his name is Frankie. Frankie has freckles. And he's holding something. Because he says it was a present, but he didn't get to play with it at all or for very long. Okay, so this might be for a little bit older group because that looks like, that looks like a Transformer toy from the Happy Meal series. Frankie says hi. I'm going to stay out of that energy for the most part because it's going to make me sad. All right, but he's bringing unconditional love and he's playing with the toy now. He was 8. All right, for your solutions and guidance with the 8 of Pentacles upright, this is a Virgo's favorite kind of solution. Practical, focused, and rooted in the everyday. Lupita says that somebody's getting married in September. Connected to Lupita. And she says, she says that the bridesmaids' dresses that are being selected, I'm not going to use her words, I'm going to use my word, are inappropriate. She says that they look like nightgowns. Or night clothes. Looks like somebody's considering some bridesmaids' dresses that look like slips. And Lupita says you need to be careful with that wedding in September because one of these bridesmaids is going to get like super drunk. And super drunk can be super funny at times when the cameras are all rolling. But the problem is that this one could do something regrettable. That will taint the wedding. She's showing me the shirt again, so I think she wants me to say that the choice of dresses, it must be in some shade of green. Which is funny because to me they look like a nude colored satin, not satin, more like a silk. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. If you're the one with this wedding happening in September, I don't know why I want to say September 24th or the September 20s, but I'm gonna tell you something. If I went to that wedding and I saw the bridesmaids dressed that way, I would say that is not appropriate. I don't. That's cheap. I'm just gonna say the words. That looks cheap and kind of slutty. And you also, I know everybody's everybody, but you also don't need to have like the whole row of bridesmaids looking one way. And then one of them's got like hair that looks like it was painted with sidewalk chalk. You know what I'm saying? I think that you can get this gal to remove the to remove the nose ring from her face. Like, look, I don't have tattoos and I don't have piercings. I have a piercing in my ears. But I respect individuality and I'm a very colorful person and I love all kinds of fun. I've got all kinds of friends who are all kinds of ways, okay? But you know what? You don't want your wedding pictures to look like that because it's always going to look like crap. Let's move away from that energy. You can get her to dye her hair, I want to say brown again. You could get her to dye her brown. Come on, man. Look, I'd pay for it if I were you. Like, look, just for one night, please. Even a temporary dye job, please. Because it is your wedding, they are your photos. And like, please do something about those dresses. How about put those slips underneath the brides? Get real bridesmaids dresses. You can get them on Amazon. Oh my goodness. Keep working on your craft. Don't give up, Virgo. Whatever's overwhelming you this week, break it down into small, manageable steps with that Eight of Pentacles. You don't have to solve it all. Just show up with presence. Spirit says your mastery is built through repetition and love, not pressure. Okay, so if you start to hate what you're doing, it's not going to be successful anyway. Whether it's your, got the world sideways, you're almost there. Whether it's your finances, healing, or career path, your strength comes from showing up with care, even if it is repetitive work. You don't need to pull out the big magic this week. You need consistent grace. You're already creating more than you realize. I'm going to go back to the haters for a second before I summarize this for you because this is awful. Virgo, I don't usually go there. I've had multiple messages from people asking me to tune into, the black magics and the ugly things that people can do. I don't think people should try doing any of that because it generally just backfires unless you're dealing with somebody who's very weak and suggestible. And sometimes, you get the right kind of practitioner who's going to pay for it later in his or her life, and it will, make a dent. But if that person is centered and grounded, it's not going to work anyway. It's just going to blow back. And I think that's what happened with you. I think that I am talking to a faction of Virgos who did have people projecting ugly spells, if you will. Remember that words are spells. Remember that any kind of kitchen witchery bullshit, like that's for stupid people. And I had to say to somebody once, I had to teach somebody how to help sweeten up a situation because this woman I knew was never going to be able to connect the dots and how to change her life. So I was trying to lead her into the white realms, but I believe that this person traveled to go have something terrible done to you. Traveled somewhere or hired a foreigner. And some of you may have felt it. Some of you don't know at all what I'm talking about. And that's better because then that means you don't know. But I think that with the opening statement that you do know. So I don't like to tap into lower vibrational frequencies because it's just stupid and it wastes my time. And I only want to deal with the light because that's what I surround myself with. That's why my life is happy. I'm at peace and I'm calm. So the better that you release these people, like your ex is going to try to come back. I think this reminds me of one of those Scorpio readings. Your ex is going to try to come back, girl, in one way or another, but not coming back in a way that's going to make you happy. It's almost like that ex, whether male or female, comes back to just bring bull into your life and to play games with you. So I'm telling you right now, I would slam the door on that mofo with their hand in the door because I won't even open the door to you. I've got cameras everywhere. I will watch your ass. I will keep your ass away from me. I was telling somebody else, I know when my ex has contacted me and it immediately is out of my energy as soon as I see it because I know he's an idiot. So for your summary, Virgo, this week is asking you to unburden yourself. You've been carrying a lot, maybe too much. And the time has come to release what's not yours to hold. Like Lupita says, put the suitcase down. Communication may be tricky, but Spirit urges you to stay open-hearted. Of the world again. Something wonderful is coming to you. Some cycle is wrapping up. This bozo or this ding-dong woman from your past, as it applies to you, is almost completely out of the area energetically. And I didn't mean to say area, but maybe that person is in your area or comes to your area. Nasty. Maybe they're a lot lizards. You don't need to rush anything that you're doing. You just need to stay true to your craft, your care, and your quiet strength. Spirit says you're doing better than you think. Now breathe. Let's get to your charms. Arr.
Ma furifugna e le tua.
Okay, Virgo, we've got the massive pirate's treasure chest open. Okay, so let me just get my hands in here. All right, so for our first charm, we have a giant pink ring. And if I twist it, it blinks. But the battery is dead. Now, this is something you'd wear at a rave or at a club. That's all I'm going to say. It has gone places. So let me set that aside. Let's go for a second charm. Or toy, or object, or rave accoutrement. We have, this is a jumbo jet airplane. This is the kind that'll take you far. Okay, and for our third, oh, give me that. I know what it looks like when I'm doing it. He doesn't need to tell me. All right. We have, we've got a button that says mean people suck. Okay, so let's start with your first charm. So with this big pink ring, I'm going to put it on. So this could indicate that somebody is going to be proposed to or do the proposing, but it doesn't have to be a marriage proposal. This could be a promise ring. This could be an engagement ring. This could be an invitation to come together in some kind of an agreement to do something. So not just like, let's go hiking or backpacking or go tramping at volcanoes. This is more of an agreement where two people, and I suppose it could be a group, but I'm thinking two people come together and they say, okay, so here's a ring or here's a handshake. Let's do this. Maybe somebody wants to start a business with you. Maybe somebody wants to invest in you, because obviously now this is a huge pink acrylic ring. Somebody out there might like colored stones like I do. Diamonds don't do it for me, but colored stones and rocks and things from the natural environment certainly do. Okay, for our big old jumbo jet plane, this is significant because this is a kind of airplane that will take you very long distances. So either you're going to go visit somebody or somebody's going to come visit you from very far away. Or at least if you think about it, like where I live, there's a teeny tiny airport where you can go have fun with your friends and little, what I call bumblebees, right? And that tiny airport can either lift me up in a helicopter or in a tiny bumblebee and take me to the next bigger airport. Somebody, Virgo, be careful if somebody invites you on a trip. It doesn't necessarily have to be in an airplane, but I don't know. I feel like I have to say this. if somebody invites you to go somewhere like on a vacation, it says, let me, volare, like be careful. I wouldn't go with just anybody. I can think of people immediately in my mind that I would never get into an airplane with at all, ever, never again. Be careful because not everything is as it appears. So for this mean people suck button, I can tell you right now that some people just suck, don't they? They just suck in the worst ways. And with everything you've been through, with people talking smack behind your back, let them say what they're going to say because you get to wear the badge that says that they suck. You don't, Virgos, I'm a Virgo rising. We're always classy. I'm sorry. Like if we have to get down in the mud with somebody, they're going to be very, very sorry because we know how to sling the same mud. But the thing about Virgos, whether you're sun, moon, rising, or any heavy placement, is that we know that it's not worth it. Okay. I can have, 5 people talking smack about me, and my only interest would be whether it is actionable and if I could sue you and take your house from you, okay, to teach you a lesson. Slander is spoken. But for the most part, Virgo, what I want you to take with you from this reading and this button, and even taking the 3 together, look, somebody's going to offer you something sweet, whether it's a job, a commitment, a relationship. Maybe you give yourself the ring. Plenty of people like, I'll buy my own damn jewelry. Okay. I don't need you to do it. And, some of you may be traveling a distance. And remember, when we read them all together, it could be that somebody offers you something that requires you to travel or for them to travel to you for this. And what you need to remember is that, look, the people talking smack don't matter. What you need to know is that even though it can be hurtful, think about Selena Gomez. Do you think she really cares what anybody ever said? Maybe it injured her along the way because she was younger, but now she's got her beautiful Benny Prince Charming. I don't know why that's coming to mind. Somebody could have someone in their environment named Benny or Blanco, or your name could be Selena. Somebody could be Gomez. We could be talking about her Oreo cookies, which, yes, I ordered them. Yeah, I did. Because I love Selena, but there could be somebody wonderful coming into your world who's quite unexpected and isn't what other people would expect or think. The people that think that he's one thing or another, they're stupid, obviously, because now Selena doesn't care because she's happy, she's at peace, she's safe, she's with somebody who loves her. And I guarantee you, in my psychic way, I can tell you he's never going to hurt her. And she's never going to hurt him. They've made an agreement to be together and to enjoy life now. There's that element of aging out of the BS, of saying, I don't really care what any of you say. I'm happy with who I am. So be happy with who you are. Be careful with invitations to travel. You don't let just anybody into your environment or your home, no matter what they offer you. Remember, you don't get into an agreement with just anybody to do anything. You need to think about it. And of course, mean people suck. Have a good time.